Hello, and welcome back to Sharing a Chapter a Day. This is Do, Ra, me, and today I will be reading Chapter 135 of Engagement in Peril by Dara, Odoe, Suk. Chapter 135 is titled Delilah's Real Father Revealed to Shinshin. Who would have thought that Delilah would come clean with Shinshin about her so-called father? After the accusation of Shinshin's misconduct and sexual harassment by Delilah's mother Lilith, and with some guilt and some fault of her own, Delilah decided to share this with Shinshin, what she hadn't ever told a soul beside the very person who told it to her years ago when she was much younger. Delilah finally came around to telling him the truth about her uncle slash father and got him to realize that he wasn't her that Shinshin wasn't her first sexual partner after all. Not at all one bit. That's why she was so loose from the first time they had actual sexual intercourse back in Ueno, Tokyo, Japan, that early January of 2007 during their 2-week tour of Japan with Intrepid. The only reason why Delilah came clean with Shinshin was because she feared that he was about to end their relationship, and she didn't want to lose the gifts and constant spending that he had long supported her with his earnings from the local school district as a substitute teacher and a team leader for the CEDE testing. She realized that Shinshin was her giving ignorant fool then. He has cashed out and paid for their trips overseas and their outings that she always convinced him to do and paid for. She had him wrapped around her fingers, and with the anguish of losing all that she had come to comfortably got from him, she decided to confide something that her mother had instructed her to never tell anyone. With faulty sadness and pretentious dry tears and regret, she went about to telling Shinshin of her uncle slash father who had raped her mother when she was a teen in the Philippines, and how they both were shunned by their immediate family after they were caught in bed together, eventually leading to and causing the both of them to run away and manage to find a way to come to the States. And from then on, they changed their history and their names and how they live in the United States and how they come to live in the United States as a married couple, although they were blood brothers and sister in actuality. And that's one of the reasons why she was born prematurely, Delilah had said, since her parents were actually blood brother and sister, and because they were having incest sex. Of this Delilah continued to explain for the reason why her mother did what she did to Shinshin. Her mom didn't think that Shinshin could be able to support her and Delilah if she allowed their relationship to continue, because her mother wanted money, and that's all she saw. Money. She begged and pleaded with Shinshin that her mother is a good woman, and that she was only looking out for her beloved daughter interests and wants the best for her daughter. That's her mother's action and complaint were of good intention, and that she was so sorry for her mother's discretion against Shinshin when she filed that sexual harassment charges against him several months earlier, trying to get him fired or so that they wouldn't be together after he had lost his job, so that Delilah would leave him. Delilah went on to explain how her father slash uncle molested her for as long as she could remember since she was a small child, and how her mother put her in therapy to talk to the shrink to help her ease the memories of her father, who often touched and poked at her when she was young. She also mentioned that she had been on psychotherapeutic medication since she was a teen. Those were the pills that she took when Shinshin had seen her take them, and that she had told them that they were birth control. In much more tears and hesitation, Delilah also apologized for having aborted Shinshin's child a month back, when she convinced him to pay for the abortion. She said she was sorry for giving up on his and her child then, seeking his sympathy. She went on to explaining why her mother is a money-hoarding person and that all she sees is money, and that's one of the reasons why she saw Shinshin as a threat to her child, since he had no money and that he was only living day to day with his substitute teaching job and earnings, and things that wasn't going anywhere, and thinks that he wasn't going anywhere. which will be a lot for her for the things that she and her daughter deserve and need as they grow old in age and wants. Her mom wanted much more. She admitted that her mother loves her dearly and only wants the best for her. That's why she put her in dance classes and gives her singing lessons since she was a babe, since she was really young. Her mother wanted and was raising her to depend on wealthy men who can support them both. Delilah went on to tell Shinshin that since she met him, she had changed and that she wants to stop being her mother's child. That she enjoys being with him and enjoys it and cherishes the things they do together. Because of her mother's ego and money hoarding mentality, that's why she married a total stranger, and that's why they are living with the retired police commander now, who is living off his well-to-do monthly retirement stipend. Her mother is simply staying with him to get his life saving and because he can provide for both of them. He provides the means for them to live happily and be better off than most people who had a job. That's why she stayed with her mom and stepfather, because she doesn't want to pay for anything, and that's pretty much everything is given and handed to her. The car that Delilah drives around is because of his money. He gave her his Cadillac vehicle when she graduated from high school. Once the car was given away, Delilah's mother decided to trade in the nice Cadillac vehicle for a 2002 Toyota Camry and pocketed the rest of the money that she had gotten back from the differential value of the two vehicles. With a good chunk of the money returned in her pocket, Lilith spent the money on herself and her daughter, and the retired old man had nothing to say about it because it was already done with. She goes on to explain how smart and conniving her mother can be, and how smart her mother really is, and that he should be careful of her. She also had mentioned something more deceiving. Also, Delilah finally confessed on her mother's constant surveillance of her and Shinshin's relationship, even while on their outings and while she visited him at his apartment. Her mother had Shinshin followed by private investigator that she had hired and that she had them followed from Delilah and him while they were on their many trips together in Japan, in Hawaii, in England, in Europe, and other places around and throughout Southern California, hoping that Shinshin would accept her explanation and reason why things are the way they are. And stupid Shinshin listened carefully and accepted Delilah's confession and continued to cherish her furthermore. What a dumbass. I so wish I had spoken to him then about the conniving bitch, Delilah. I wish I could have convinced him otherwise. Perhaps then he would still be living to see this day. I just can't believe that my beloved Shinshin would allow himself to be suckered in so deep. That horrible succubus Delilah had taken everything from him. She had sucked out his life force and decimated his soul of livelihood. She and her conniving mother were the death of him. I hope to God that one day they will get their just desert and burn in the inferno of hell like the good Catholic they say they are. Thank you for listening. This is the end of Chapter 135. Be on the lookout for Chapter 136, titled Filthy Oahu Spring Break. This is Do, Ra, me, and I'll see you later. Thank you.